In 2022, Yann lecun, the man who won the Turing Award for inventing the convolutional neural network, the guy who basically made modern computer vision possible, published a paper that a lot of people ignored. It wasn't about a bigger model. It wasn't about more data. It was about a completely different way for AI to learn. He called it JEPA, and ever since, he has been absolutely obsessed with it. He said LLMs are doomed. He argued that predicting the next token is a dead end for real intelligence. He flamed people online about it, and if you don't really understand what JEPA is, honestly, I don't blame you. Because while LLMs predict tokens and image models predict pixels, v-jepa predicts something way more abstract, high-dimensional representations in a learned latent space. Yeah, that sentence alone is enough to make most people click away, but don't, because in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why v-jepa might be the most important AI architecture you've never heard of, and why lecun thinks it's the only path to machines that can actually think. v-jepa stands for Joint Embedding Predictive Architecture. Let's break that down with an actual example. Imagine a cat sitting on a couch. You could look at a full photo of the scene, just the left half of the photo, a zoomed-in crop of the cat's face, a different camera angle from across the room, a frame from a video taken 2 seconds later, or even a text description, an orange tabby curled up on a grey sofa. All of these are different, but they all represent the exact same underlying reality: cat on couch. In JEPA terminology, each one of these is called a view. A view is any transformation, masking, or partial observation that preserves the underlying meaning while hiding some information. JEPA's entire job is to take one view, say the left half of the image, and predict the representation of another view, say the right half or a future video frame. But it does this not by reconstructing pixels, but by predicting where that other view lives in a high-dimensional latent space. Think of it like this. LLMs predict the next word. Image models predict the next pixel. JEPA predicts the next meaning. Here's where the data gets interesting. When you train a model to reconstruct pixels, like a masked autoencoder or a diffusion model, the objective is full of entropy. Let me give you 2 concrete examples. Example 1. Image reconstruction. If you take a photo of a room and then take the exact same photo 10 seconds later, the lighting might shift slightly. A cloud moved outside. The pixels are now measurably different. But semantically, it's the exact same room. A pixel reconstruction model is forced to learn that lighting variation, wasting enormous capacity on something that doesn't matter. Example 2. Text. In English, the sentence, "the cat sat on the mat" and "a cat was sitting on a mat" mean essentially the same thing, but token by token, they are completely different strings. A reconstruction or autoregressive loss treats them as different targets, even though the semantics are identical. v-jepa solves this by compressing both views into a latent space. The target embedding naturally strips away the noise, the lighting changes, the exact word choices, and only keeps the compressed abstraction. According to Meta's own research on v-jepa variants, this approach delivers between 1.5 and 6 times sample efficiency gains compared to pixel reconstruction baselines. That means v-jepa learns the same amount of useful information from significantly less data. Every v-jepa system has 3 parts. Think of them like a detective story. First, the context encoder. The witness. This looks at what you can see, visible image patches, known video frames, observed text, and compresses it into an embedding. Let's call this S_X. Second, the target encoder, the truth. This looks at what you can't see yet, the masked region, the future frame, and compresses that into an embedding too. Let's call this S_Y. Third, the predictor, the detective. This takes S_X and tries to predict S_Y. Not the pixels, not the tokens, just the embedding. The loss is simple. How far is the predicted embedding from the actual target embedding? usually just mean squared error in representation space. And here's the key insight. Because the prediction happens in latent space, the model is encouraged to learn what is shared and predictable across views, while discarding what is unpredictable or irrelevant. At inference time, you usually throw away the target encoder and just use the context encoder. It has now become a powerful feature extractor that understands object position, spatial configuration, motion dynamics, scene structure, and physical relationships. Now we get to the part that kept JEPA researchers up at night. Remember, there are two encoders. What if they secretly agree to cheat? Imagine the context encoder says, you know what? No matter what image you give me, I'm just going to output the exact same vector. And the target encoder says, same, one constant vector for everything. Now the predictor learns, oh easy, my job is just to output that same constant vector every time. The loss becomes almost zero. Training looks successful, but the model has learned absolutely nothing. A cat, a car, a building, a medical scan, everything is identical in the latent space. This is called representation collapse, and it's not just a theoretical problem. In early JEPA experiments, it happened constantly. The history of JEPA is basically the history of trying to stop collapse, and it's a fascinating evolution from engineering hacks to mathematical principles. Phase 1 was EMA from 2022 to 2024. The first solution was exponential moving average. Instead of letting both encoders learn freely, the target encoder is updated very slowly. If the context encoder suddenly changes, the target encoder only drifts gradually. Think of it like chasing a slowly moving target. The predictor has to keep adapting, which makes collapse much harder. This worked. LjePa, v-jepa, and even Dino all used EMA. But here's the problem. EMA is a training trick, not a principle. There is no loss function for EMA. Stability depends on manual schedules, weight sharing, and fragile hyperparameters. Phase 2 was Infomax and contrastive methods. Researchers then turned to the Infomax principle, first proposed by Bell and Segnowski in 1995. The idea is that a good representation should retain as much information about the input as possible. If you can still tell something meaningful about the original input from the embedding, it hasn't collapsed. Methods like SimCLR pushed embeddings of different samples far apart. Barlow twins and VicReg forced different dimensions to carry different information. These worked, but they needed large batches, memory banks, or carefully balanced loss terms. Phase 3 is lejepa, introduced in November 2025. This is where lecun's latest bet comes in. Lejepa, co-authored by lecun and Balistriero, takes a radically simple approach. Instead of complex regularization, it just constrains the geometry of the embedding space itself. Specifically, it forces embeddings to follow an isotropic Gaussian distribution. In plain English, the cloud of embedding points must look like a round ball in high-dimensional space. No thin lines, no flat sheets, no single points. Every dimension must carry roughly the same amount of information. The result? lejepa trains jepa-style models without EMA. No stop gradient, no teacher-student, no manual schedules, just one hyperparameter, about 50 lines of code, and it works. On ImageNet, lejepa with a VT-Huge 14 backbone achieves approximately 79% linear probing accuracy, competitive with state-of-the-art methods like Dino, and far simpler. Now we get to the real reason lecun won't stop talking about jepa. It's not just about better image features, it's about building machines that can plan. Human infants learn an enormous amount just by watching the world. They don't need a reward signal for every object they identify. They build an internal model of how the world works, what lecun calls a world model, and they use it to imagine consequences before acting. Current LLMs don't do this. They predict the next token based on statistical patterns. They have no internal simulation of physics, causality, or physical space. jepa, by learning to predict future states in latent space, naturally builds a world model. And because it operates in representation space rather than pixel space, it can simulate possible futures cheaply. Let me give you the concrete proof. In 2025, Meta released v-jepa 2. It was pre-trained on unlabeled natural videos, no labels, no human annotations, no robot data. Then it was fine-tuned on a small amount of robot demonstrations. The result? Zero-shot robot control in new environments. The robot could reach, grasp, and perform pick-and-place tasks it had never seen before, using only a goal image to plan toward. How? The predictor imagines the future latent state resulting from each possible action, picks the action that gets closest to the goal embedding, and executes. No pixels generated, no expensive video synthesis, just pure latent imagination. That is why lecun is obsessed. jepa isn't just a better vision model, it's a potential path to machines that can actually reason about the physical world. Let's talk about where jepa is already proving its worth. Application 1. Medical imaging with v-jepa. Echocardiography is ultrasound of the heart, and ultrasound is a nightmare for AI. It's full of speckle noise, sensor artifacts, inconsistent probe angles, and machine-specific distortions. If you train a standard model to reconstruct pixels, it wastes enormous capacity learning these random patterns. But doctors don't care about pixel-perfect ultrasound texture. They care about chamber size, wall motion, valve behavior. v-jepa applies jepa to echocardiography videos. It learns to predict future cardiac motion from earlier frames in latent space. The result? Representations aligned with actual physiological structure, not noisy textures. Far more useful for diagnosis. Application 2. Video understanding with v-jepa. v-jepa was trained on the VideoMix 2M dataset. Unlike video generation models that hallucinate future pixels, v-jepa predicts future semantics. It excels at motion understanding, object interactions, and fine-grained actions, distinguishing pickup from put-down with high accuracy. On standard benchmarks like Kinetics 400 and something v2, it outperforms prior video models. And because the backbone is frozen with only lightweight probes for downstream tasks, it's extremely efficient to adapt. Application 3. Robotics with v-jepa 2. As mentioned, v-jepa 2 demonstrated a zero-shot robot planning after video pre-training. The task-agnostic nature means one pre-trained model can adapt to many robot tasks with minimal supervision. So when lecun said LLMs are doomed, was he right? Well, it's complicated, and the data actually tells a nuanced story. For images and video, JEPA's advantage is clear. Sensory data is full of unpredictable noise that doesn't matter semantically. Predicting in latent space removes that noise and focuses learning. But language is different. Text is already a compressed symbolic representation. When an LLM predicts the next token, it's already operating at a fairly high semantic level. The low-level noise that jepa is designed to filter out barely exists in text. Moreover, autoregressive training provides extremely high signal feedback. The model knows exactly whether it predicted the right token. In JEPA's latent space, the right embedding is fuzzier. However, and this is important, there is research on LLM-JEPA. Some papers report that applying JEPA-style latent prediction to language models can outperform standard objectives in specific settings. So lecun's statement is probably better understood as LLMs are great for language, but the next token paradigm won't scale to real-world sensory intelligence. For that, you need something like JEPA. Let's be honest, JEPA is not going to replace ChatGPT tomorrow, but if you look at the trajectory, it's hard to ignore. 2022, lecun proposes the vision. 2023, v-jepa proves it works for images. 2024, v-jepa extends it to video. 2025, v-jepa 2 controls robots, v-jepa adds language, and lejepa removes the training hacks to provide theoretical guarantees. Each year, jepa gets more capable, more principled, and closer to lecun's dream of autonomous machine intelligence. The bet is simple. Scale beyond language, and you need world models. Build world models, and latent prediction beats pixel generation. Master latent prediction, and you get machines that can plan, imagine, and reason about physical reality. Is lecun obsessed? Absolutely. But when a Turing Award winner spends 4 years pushing the same architecture while generative AI hogs the headlines, maybe he's seeing something the rest of us are still learning to look for.